Greg, first of all, can you give us an update on like your situation and what's happened in Canada over the last couple of weeks? Because the attention has sort of been diverted from that to obviously Russia, Ukraine, but what's happening in Canada?
We have, so the truckers basically had to leave the capital. There was the peaceful protest right to the end. They got cleared out though, essentially. Trucks got towed and the truckers went to areas around the cities, farm areas. So there's still groups of truckers, the last I knew, in the area of Ottawa, around the greater Ottawa area, staying at farms. But they've got cleared out, no violence, which was beautiful. And then on the legal front, the government froze the funds of some of the truckers. BJ Dichter in particular, his funds were frozen. And then they laid some lawsuits. So there's a civil lawsuit with the city against the Freedom Convoy, as well as some people who raised money, including the Bitcoiners.
What's your reaction to everything that went down and the fact that now like you're sort of implicated in it?
I would do the same again. I feel again, as I said, and I'm going to speak for Jeff Booth here as well. Both of us were involved because we felt the freedom aspect of it. We weren't necessarily protesting the vaccine. I'm doubly vaxxed. Jeff as well is vaxxed, but we want the freedom to choose rather than mandated. So I would do it again. I come from a 5th generation Canadian, and I think that my granddad would be telling me that I should be doing this.
The conference that you spoke at is unconfiscatable. How are the world events that we're seeing from Canada to Eastern Europe kind of putting a spotlight on the importance of unconfiscatability?
Isn't it incredible? I said, I'm statistically inclined, as you know, I like math. I said, if you would ask me this question 3 years ago, if you would ask me within 20 years what happened in Canada, do you think that would be possible? And I would have said probably under a 20% likelihood. And 3 years later, it's 100% certain that bank accounts got frozen. We've lost our freedom, and that's just not acceptable to me. And then, the Russian-Ukraine situation, I'm removed from it. I think it's absolutely terrible. I do know that I believe fiat is to blame for so many things, and we can even extend that to potentially that fiat is to blame for this aggression in Ukraine. So I honestly, borrowing from Marty Bent and all the guys, fix the money, fix the world. I think that hopefully when we're on a Bitcoin standard, these issues won't be, we won't be dealing with these issues.
And last question, with everything going on, why do you think the price is still just like chopping along in like the 30s, the 40s, but never coming back to that range of even 50s?
Well, still it's a rounding error, right, people? Like that's my tagline. Don't overthink it. There's no question in my mind that the cash settled Bitcoin futures contract is suppressing the price of Bitcoin in the short term here. People are short Bitcoin using the cash settled futures. People who are short Bitcoin right now, notwithstanding everyone who doesn't own it, but people who are short it are equity hedge funds that are correlation traders, okay? They think that they should both be risk assets. And if you're long equities, you can hedge using being short Bitcoin. I think that's an inverted trade, meaning I think it's absolutely asinine. But in the short term, the correlation is working. Other people that are short Bitcoin are shitcoiners, right? Like they hedge using Bitcoin, and that's just a fact of life. And there is a beta correlation there. And then, even some people that are long Bitcoin mining stocks are likely short Bitcoin futures. So you have this contract that allows people to take a short position, and it's cash settled. It's not settled with the physical. So it does suppress it, but let's not overthink it. If people are short, sometimes they get caught in a short squeeze. And we did see that this week. NYDIG has a nice report that shows the decoupling of equities and Bitcoin. And I love their research, by the way. Not, you can edit that out if Bitcoin Magazine doesn't support NIDA. But at the end of the day, I believe it's an education process. Natalie, you're very good at talking about the need to educate. As people understand the true brilliance of Bitcoin and its true characteristics as a insurance product, not as a risk asset, you will see events like this in the future move the price up, not down, or not be suppressed. Still a rounding error, Natalie. It's worth over $2 million of Bitcoin in today's dollars. Let's not worry about $5,000 here or there.